Hmm. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me out there? I see that we have 5 people in the chat so far. At least that's what it appears to be. But let me know if you can hear me. I'm using these new iPods or ear pods, and I don't know if they're working right. You can hear me? Good, good, good. So we'll give it a couple of minutes to see if anyone else wants to join in and watch me taste a wine from Naples, basically. Which is what the bottle looks like. So we shall see. I see Mike F is in the chat. Welcome. The Wise Up Show. Tommy Stiggs. Who else? Who else is here? I think that's it. Well, there's some other people in there, but they're not commenting in the chat. So that's what we have so far in the chat saying something. Tommy, you had a problem today? I don't know. What type of problem? What was going on? So what I have done is I opened this up about a half an hour ago. So normally I would say you have to keep a bottle open at least an hour before you drink it. That's normally my rule, but I do have my trusty aerator here, which will sufficiently aerate the wine so that we don't have to worry about that, keeping it open so long. Every store in the pouring rain in North Jersey. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I don't know. I mean, the reason I picked this up is because I see it all the time. So I figured why it probably is everywhere. I don't know if it's just near me, but it's I see it all over the place. So I was wondering, I don't know. I'll try that and it would be easier for folks to find it, but I don't know. Um, let's see. Oh, JJ joined. Hi, JJ. Glad you could join. Glad to see you. Thank you for joining in. And I, of course, have my trusty glass that I got from Fortune Off when I got married. We bought a bunch of these from Fortune Off just before it went out of business. And these are $45 a piece glasses, and we got them for like $20 because the place was going out of business. So it was a good deal. And I still have them. But they are good glasses. And always with the red wines, I like to have a larger opening at the top because it's easier to aerate. It's easier when you're going to swirl it. It's going to be a better experience for you when you're drinking the wine or tasting the wine. So, so before I get started here, let's do a little background on on the wine itself. So the wine is Agli Aglianico. Now, Aglianico is the grape that's used to make this wine. The producer is Terredora DiPaolo. That's the vintner. That's the winery and the vintner that made it. And this is from 2020. Now, this is from the region of Campania in Italy, which is the region that Naples is in. So a lot of people that I grew up with who are from Italian, who have Italian ethnic heritage, usually come from either Naples or Sicily. Those are the main areas that they come from. I have relatives from Naples. My grandfather came from another part of Puglia, but my grandmother came from her people came from Naples. So so it's a common region and it's a common grape that is used. It's actually the main grape. The Agliancano is the Agli. I've always pronounced this wrong. Aglianico grape is the major grape in that region. So this is the big grape. This is the one they use in most wines. This one is solely Aglianico. Other wines that come from the region, they'll blend this with other grapes. So you're usually going to find this present in a red wine, always this grape. And the history behind that is that they think it came from Greece originally, but here's the problem with that theory is that there's no indigenous version of it now in Greece. So it's kind of strange. If it came from Greece, it's since been wiped out from there, and it's only in Italy you find this grape now. So it's kind of odd, kind of a mystery there that they can't really figure out. Normally, they can trace grapes back thousands of years to where they come from and their origin, and this one was thought to come from Greece, but who knows? We'll see. Um, let's see here. I'm going to start by aerating it, my trusty aerator. Now, this is a young wine. It's only 2020, so you really don't need this. This is the screen for usually to keep sediment from going in, to take the sediment out of it. We don't need that, but we'll keep it in there anyway. So thoroughly aired in, you can actually hear the air going through it as the bubbles of the air going through it, which means the wine is aerating. Now, the soil that this grape is grown in, there's two types of soils in Campania. One is the volcanic soil, which is near Naples itself, right? Vesuvius, you know that the volcanic soil from Vesuvius is right near Naples. So if the vineyard is grown near the city of Naples in that general area, it's going to come from volcanic soil. This one, this one does. I looked it up, and it does not come from that actual area. It comes from east of there, in the hills. So the soil is going to be a little different. This soil is going to be more like um, northern Italy, more like uh, where they grow Chianti in Tuscany. It's going to be more like that than the hard. I mean, the richer soil from a volcano. And usually, what that does to the wine, if the grapes are grown in a richer volcanic soil, it has like more of a spicy taste to it, the wine. So this one probably won't have that because it's grown in more of the, like traditional inland soil. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and see how it is. Let's see who else is Arms is here. How you doing, Arms? Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I see. What else is going on here? I see. Um, Mom of what? 15 boys. What is it? What? 15. Ralph, I think you're overcounting. I think it's 4 boys, not 15. So you may want to check that one out. Um, uh, let me see here. Let me see if I think I might be stuck in. It's kind of hard for me to see this. This might be. I hope this is not just the top chat. I think it's all chat. I can see here. Okay. So If anyone has any questions as I'm going along, please put them in the chat. Please, by all means, put them in the chat and let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. So I'm going to swirl it like I always do. I always swirl it, even though we've aerated it with the aerator. I want to make sure the wine is opened up. That's the best way you're going to get all the taste out of it. You don't want a closed wine. It's a waste. If the wine is closed when it just comes out of the bottle, not a good thing. You're going to miss out on so many aspects of the wine. So we don't want to do that. So we're just going to swirl it, make sure we get some air in there. And if it opens up a little bit. Good, Ralph. Swirl away, swirl away, swirl. And now we're going to go in for the nose, right? The nose, the smelling of the wine, which is a big part of it. For me, anyway, it's a big part. By the way, the bottle itself is interesting. You can see the label. It has like a medieval or Renaissance painting on it, which is kind of cool. I like that. You know, and the lettering is nice. Like I always say that the whole wine tasting experience begins with the bottle. So though, you know, you want to get something out of every part of it. So just the appearance of the bottle itself is good. I like it. I don't really know what that is. Picture of it, two people with a bird or something, or a hawk or something. I don't know. But anyway, nice medieval drawing on it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go in for the nose. Now, traditionally, they tell me, because I've never tasted this type of wine before. I've never tasted this grape before. They tell me, or the critics say, that it should have smells like it should smell of tobacco. It should have like that harder smell, like a cigar box or leather. Like it should have that type of smell. So let's see what's in it. Let's see what we can find here. Now, I think I do smell that. I think I do smell like a hint of tobacco. Like if you have a humidor and you keep your cigars in the humidor, and there's that you get that smell when you open it up, when there hasn't been cigars in it in a while, but it's been used. There's like that residue smell of the cigars. I kind of get a little bit of that. So I think they're true. The critics are true to form on that. I think that makes sense. I'm getting that. And but I'm also getting like a fruit. I'm getting a dark cherry smell, like or yeah, like a dark fruit, dark heavy fruit cherry smell, something like that. So all right. Let's go in. Well, let's see what the legs are. As you know, the legs are how the wine drips down the glass. And I don't know if you can really see it, but it seems to have decent legs, which means it has some alcohol in it. It's not devoid of alcohol. But the bottle says 13% alcohol, which is kind of low for a red wine, but who knows? Let's see. All right. This is interesting. Now I'm getting that tobacco. I definitely got that tobacco taste. That was the first thing I tasted was the tobacco. And then I'm getting that cherry. And then there's a lot of tartness to it. A lot of tartness there, a lot of acidity. Tannins are kicking in now, which means my mouth, I can feel it drying out. So they're tannic. It's very tannic. So and so how long does so the fruit we're dealing with is a cherry, right? A dark cherry. That's what we're tasting here. It, combined with the tobacco taste, like the tobacco smell and the taste of tobacco when you're smoking a cigar, some of that. Um, uh, so so Ralph, you're getting the same thing. That's great. Good. That's awesome. So I'm not crazy. That's good. I always need that someone to tell me I'm not crazy because sometimes I think sometimes these things are just in my imagination. But that's good. So Then that dark cherry, the tartness, and the tannins. It's definitely a dry wine. I mean, like this is a very dry wine because even though I can taste the cherry, I'm not tasting a lot of sweetness. Like there's not that sweetness there. So it's and it's lingering, which is good. I mean, this is I mean, if you like dry wine, this is good. It might be a little bit harsh. That's my impression. It could be a little bit harsh for folks that are not really into this, but it's complex. You're getting a fruit taste, you're getting a tobacco taste, you're getting tartness, so the acidity, which means that this wine is probably going to be it's going to last. It's going to have the ability to last. And then you're getting the tannins, that the drying out of your mouth at the end, and it's lasting. Like that hint of cherry is still lasting, which is great. A lot of times, wines will evaporate. The taste will evaporate in your mouth. Like you get it up front, and then it's gone. So this is good. So welcome, Adam. Thank you for joining. So happy to see you here. So yeah, I mean, I like this. I do like this wine. Now, again, remember, I got it for $11 or $12, something like that. And the price range, if you look it up, it could run as high as 15. But I got it on sale, I guess. It was only $11. I would definitely buy it again, and that's usually my standard for a wine. If I would buy it again, then it's good. Um, and especially for $11, you can't go wrong, especially these days. I mean, most of the time, I was really hesitant at the price on this because my experience with a lot of low priced Italian wines is that they're not good. So, and that's just a generalization because there have been times where they have been good, but for the most part, you have to pay a premium to get the better wine. So, um, the aerator, Ralph, that's a good question. I've had that aerator for quite a while. I don't know. I think it ran me around 15 to 20 bucks, but that was maybe about 8 or 9 years ago. But they're usually not that expensive. You can get them. There's all types of aerators too. Uh, there's I also have like an electronic one that you stick in. It has a battery. You stick in and you do that. That's a little bit more expensive. This is good because this is hardy. You don't need batteries for it. You run it through, and it aerates on its own. It's a great invention, if you ask me. It's much better than these other devices. They come up with so many expensive devices these days around wine. Pushing air in electronically with the CO2 and all this other stuff. I stay away from that. I like to go, old school, non-electronic usually. um, so Mike F, you like sweet wine, if I'm correct. You're not into dry wine. I think you've said that before in the past. So then this I would not recommend for you. I would definitely not recommend it for you. Hi Nancy. Nancy, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Um, and So yeah, I mean, remember, this is all about personal tastes always. So if you can take my advice, take my experience, that's good for you too. Even if you don't like it, you'll know to stay away from the wine then. And my guess is that the Agli and Aglian Aglianico wine grape is predominantly a dry grape because it's a heavier, thicker grape from Italy. And Italy is famous for dry wines. I mean, that's their forte. That's their strength is the dry reds. So you may want to stay away from this if you're looking for sweet stuff. It wouldn't be your cup of tea. Um, so let me try. The other thing I always do, like I'm gonna clean my palate first with water. Always have water ready to clean your palate. And we're gonna try it with some cheddar cheese, right? I love trying wine with cheddar cheese because it changes the wine significantly. The tasting experience changes significantly. The fat in the cheese, the natural fat in the cheese, and in the natural fat in dairy changes it differently. So let's see if it makes it better. Sometimes it makes it better. Sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes it does a negative thing, but we're gonna try it. And this is just some generic cheddar cheese. It's nothing special that I found in the refrigerator. And let's see how it works. So getting the cheese right my palate. And I'm not experiencing too much of a difference. I mean, it's not a good. I'm going to say no to cheese with this wine. It's not a good experience. It's actually taking. It's like taking over. The cheese is actually taking over the wine, and that's the only. It's kind of like drinking cheese, eating cheese with water at this point because it's dominated the wine. The tastes of the cherry I can't taste. It's gone. The tobacco smell is gone. Everything that the cheese really dominated and took over this wine. So certain wines it won't be the case, but this one it will. So um, if you like a dry wine, this is what you would do. Um, um, what you do is if you like this type of wine, I would recommend drinking it alone first so you get the taste without eating anything, and then you can take it and drink it with you know you could have this type of wine with anything and it'll be fine. But mainly it's pasta or meat, something heavy. That's what you want this for. Usually like manicotti or any type of pasta, lasagna, anything would be excellent with this wine. But it's just when you're just chasing it, you're doing it right off cheese, and you're looking for the taste and the complexity of the wine. The cheese is going to decimate it. So don't just experience. Go through the wine adventure. That's what I always say. A drink of wine is an adventure. Go through the wine adventure before you hit the food. Experience all you can about the wine first. Then you can bring the food in and do it because you're taking a chance. Sometimes it's going to help. Sometimes it's going to make it worse. So. Um, so all in all, I think that this is a thumbs up. This is a two thumbs up. This one because it's a cheap and a decent wine for people that like dry. If you like dry, this is good. Gianni, thank you for joining, buddy. I know the notifications. I know the notifications on YouTube are ridiculous. They really are. But thank you for making it. See, now that the cheese is kind of decimated, I'm drinking it again, and I'm getting the tastes back. I'm getting the cherry back, and I'm getting the slight bit of tobacco and the tartness. So I mean, this is a good experience. I can't say, and look, and me. If it's not good, I will tell you it's not good. I don't really bash wines, but I'll tell you it's not good. That last one that I did around Christmas, um, what was that? Luna di Luna. That was not good. So, but this and what's the price point between that and this? That bottle was $8 a bottle. This one is $3 more. World of difference and much better. This is where you go if you're looking for that. You're looking for the lower cost end wines. That's what you go. You go for this. Yeah, I tell you, it's good. I'm happy for once. Usually, I'm not happy with these, but um. So, anyone else have any questions? Anyone? I'm happy to answer any questions I can. Um, can we revisit the aerator again? Yeah, sure, sure. This is the aerator right here. This is the aerator. It comes with a a little netting, so that if you're dealing with an older wine that has sediment in it, this will catch the sediment, so that you don't have to worry about drinking sediment. So that's a good part of it. Don't need it for the younger wines, but it's more for the older ones. And then you go through this, and you go through this, and the wine will go through there and aerate itself. It's like a swirl in there, and the bubbles will come in, the air will break its way through, and you'll have a glass of aerated wine. Um, so, oh, guess. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. Um, uh, Let me see. Let me see. Where's the invite button here? Let's see. Let's see if I could drop the link. If anyone wants to come on, I'd be happy to for you to join me here. Let me see here. Why can't I do this? What is going on here? Copy, right? Copy, copied. Okay. And why can't I paste it? I don't know. I can't paste it. This is ridiculous. I tell you, I have a new laptop. It is a MacBook, and it's just I really cannot get the hang of it. I don't get it. I It's so different from a traditional laptop. Um I really don't know how to paste this in here. Um oh, sorry about that. I'd love to have people on, but it's just not working for me. It is just not working. Um so yeah, there's no right click on this, Tommy. there's there's no right click on this laptop on this Apple product. I'm regretting buying this thing. Um, yeah, I can't figure out how to do it. So, but if anyone wants to ask any questions in the chat, I can certainly try to answer them. I can't invite anybody in because I can't get you to the chat. I can't give you the link. I can't paste the link. And Nancy, you're asking about the aerator in a restaurant. I doubt a restaurant would have an aerator. What they would do is they'd have a decanter. So what they do, you'd ask them for a decanter. They'll take the bottle, they pour it in the decanter, let it sit for a while. That'll aerate the wine, and then they can pour it for you. um, let's see what else. What else is happening here? Any other questions? I don't think I see any in the chat, but I'm happy to. Um, and Johnny's talking about his new. He needs a new laptop. Well, don't get a Mac. if you can, if you don't get a Mac. Um, yeah, I'm trying like hell. I'm trying like hell to get this thing to paste, but it just won't. It just won't do it. So, let's see here. Print Zoom downloads. No, nope, won't do it. So I think you said you should leave it up a half an hour at home. Yeah. If you're gonna see, here's the thing. If you're gonna drink the whole bottle, I would say open it an hour ahead of time before you're gonna drink it because then the bottle will naturally air out. If you're not going to drink the whole bottle, which is my situation, I never really, I have one bottle and my wife doesn't really drink it. So it's a waste for me to do that. So what I'll usually do is I'll open it. And then what I'll do is I'll air pump it and freeze it. So I wouldn't aerate the whole bottle. I would, that's good to have the aerator at home because then you can aerate just your glass. Just the glass that you're going to drink is going to aerate it without having to, you could save the rest of the wine for a future occasion. Paul Clinton, thank you for joining, buddy. That's I really appreciate it. Really appreciate seeing you here. Um, um, and let's see here. Um, um, anybody else in the chat have questions? I'd be happy to answer. Um, yes, exactly. Too many people definitely do that, and they're missing out on so much by doing that. They're drinking something that they're going to probably be disappointed in, and it's not worth it. It's a waste. You have to make sure the wine is ready to drink before you drink it to get the most out of that experience. Um, and your wine left in your decanter. Why? Drink up. You have wine left in your decanter. Yeah, why? um, yes, yes, arms. Yes. It keeps the bottles on a slant, right? On a side or a slant. And I turn them because I don't want the sediment building up. So if you turn them all the time, it does two things. It keeps the sediment, it prevents the sediment from settling in large amounts in one area of the bottle. It also keeps the cork evenly moist, which is only going to help you in the long run because it's going to make sure that that cork doesn't dry out. So turning it's an easy thing to do. Just do it every couple of weeks, even once a month. It's not a big deal. It's worth it to preserve your wines. Like I have a few wines that go back to the early 2000s, 2000, um, and they're still good. They're still good. Yes, they're in the wine fridge, but also I turn them too. So they weren't always in the wine fridge, but so it's definitely worth if you're gonna keep wine, you got to be on top of it. Definitely keep on top of it. Uh, don't just throw it in a closet or what have you. If you have a wine fridge, I highly recommend using it. Or getting one. You can get cheap ones. You don't have to get a big one like I have. You don't have to get an expensive one. You can get a cheap one just for the bottles that you want to preserve. And then every couple of weeks or every once a month, turn them a bit, spin them. um, My favorite red, Mike John, my favorite red. My favorite red is Barolo from Piedmont. That's Northern Italy. That's my favorite red. My favorite white, it's a hard one. I don't think I have a distinct white that's my favorite. Um, there, there is a wine that I think I did a tasting on, Pecorino, like the cheese, same name, the Pecorino Romano cheese, but this is a Pecorino grape. It's a white wine, and I like that. And I also like Gavi. Gavi is also a white wine. It's made from the Cortez grape, which is great. And again, it's me because I like dry things. Those are dry whites. If you're looking for sweet whites, I wouldn't go there. I would go with a Riesling or Moscato. Those are your sweeter white wines. Yes, Pecorino. Yep. Yep. Um, well, thank you, Tommy. Thank you. I'm trying. Trying. I just wish I wasn't, you know, technologically inept that I can't even post a link. It's utterly ridiculous. I can't get this thing. You can't right click on it. I mean, whoever heard of such nonsense with Apple and their products? You can't right click. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's just, I mean, I guess I could email it. I guess that's something that could be done. Um, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, because that's an option when you click on the invite button. It says you can email it or, whatever, messenger it. I don't know. How would you messenger it? I have no idea. No clue how you'd do that. Um, um, anyway, um, I can't do it, dude. I just can't do it. Um, so where's Theendu? No Theendu tonight? What the heck's going on here? Where is he? He's not on here. Hi, Gina. Nice to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Um, um, I I also I'm working on another video. Just so you guys know, I'm open on, and I'm going to post it. It's not going to be a live. It's just going to be a video, a short. Hopefully, it'll be a short because I like shorts. But the short will be about another use, another use for your leftover wine. So, especially if you want to cook, if you like cooking with wine, this is going to be helpful. So, stay tuned for that. I'm gonna put that up. And I think it'll be helpful. And you guys try it out and tell me if you think it works. But it's pretty unique. It's a pretty unique idea. Does that do JJ, you say does that do anything? I don't know. Gianni, what did you ask? I'm sorry. Let me see. Um, let me see. Where am I here? Oh, let's see. So I can go back up in the chat here. Um, just thinking would dripping the top of the cork in wax like Maker's Mark help keep the cork from drying out? It's an interesting idea. Um, I don't know. I don't know if the wax is a good enough seal for that. Um, I think the reason they do that with liquor is because it's not the cork being dry is just it's not a big deal. Liquor can preserve itself. It preserves long distance. You don't have to worry about the cork dry. It doesn't have to be a sealed environment. And I think they do that just to make sure it's tight. I don't think it's done for preservation. So my guess would be no, because of I don't think it's going to seal it that well. I mean, a lot of producers, not people, a lot of producers were moved to the screw top, and the reason that is because they don't have to worry about the cork drying out, right? It's and you don't have to store it on its side. It's sealed, it's vacuum sealed, and it preserves the wine longer. But, to me, I like part of the whole experience is popping the cork. You're not going to get that from twist tops, you know. So I, I'd rather get the traditional method of cork and keep with it and make sure I care for it and make it last long. Um, so Mike John, what's going on here? You were cooking. Um, Sunday, you went to pour red pepper flakes in, and I opened the wrong part. Oh, that is the worst. Oh my lord, that's the worst. Give Tommy a wrench to drop your link. I thought Tommy has a wrench here. Um, um, ask the Googles. Having issues. Oh, here's a button. Having issues. Let's see. Let me see if I could click on that button and see if it says anything. It's probably not because it's StreamYard. It's not. Um, so it's really the question really is how do you paste on a MacBook? How do you paste something you've copied? Because I've copied it, I just can't paste it. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Stiggs, you have a wrench. It's not an issue. I mean, I think you have a wrench. When I did this originally, I did it with a wrenches, but maybe because this is no, there might not be any wrenches because this isn't StreamYard, and my prior one was done just in YouTube. I think you need to have. if I'm correct here, you need to have designate people in both, I think. But anyway, how do you paste on MacBook? All right, I can't. Whatever. This is what is a hybrid grapevine? Hybrid grapevine. Um, Adam, that is well, grapes like a lot of vines, like a lot of plants, right? They in order to flower, right? To they need a male and a female thing, and they have to pollinate. They have to be pollinated, right, in order to produce fruit. So a hybrid grape would be if you have like two different types of grapes, two different like species of grapes that are growing nearby, and they somehow pollinate each other, right? That would produce a hybrid grape, you know. So I don't know much about that. I really don't. I don't really don't know much about that. I know about cloning. They do a lot of cloning to keep the species going. So like when that's how they avoid a lot of grapes being killed by fungus and such because they keep grafts of them and they replant them. Uh, Gianni says, what did we say? What are we saying here? Used to graft males and females together on the vines. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. Command V, Command V, Command V, Command V. All right, let me try it. All right, let's see. Let's see. Command V. Huh. There we go. I think that's it. Thank you, Ralph. So that should be the link there if anyone wants to come on. That should work, I think. Meanwhile, let's do another area, another glass here. Yeah, you see how the let's see, you see how the bubbles from the aeration. You can see it over here. Ralphie wants to come on. All right, Ralphie, let's go. Hello, hello, hello. You see it over here. Can you hear me? All right, Ralphie, let's go.
It works, right?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me lower my TV because I'm watching on the big screen. Can you hear me? Hold on a second, buddy. Let me just turn down the TV. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I can.
So it worked then, obviously, right?
Yes, it worked. It worked. Thank you for that. I'm not used to this MacBook stuff. I'm not used to it at all.
It's different than Windows. You got to hit the Command V. You got to and hit V. I have a question for you. That's why I came on.
Yeah, sure.
When you buy this particular wine or any kind of wine and you're not going to use it right away, do you normally put it in a refrigerator, or how would you store wine? Would you put it in a refrigerator?
Yeah, no, well, you could do that, but normally what I do is I have like a vacuum pump. I'll vacuum pump the air out of this, and then I'll put a cork in there, like you can buy it at any liquor store. It's a little pump, and it comes with a stopper. So you put the stopper in, you pump the air out, so it seals it, kind of takes the air out, and I'll put it in the freezer. You freeze it. That's the way to really preserve it. Freeze it.
Anthony, you're talking about after you open the bottle of wine.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm talking about when you buy a bottle of wine and you don't use it for like maybe a couple months. That's what I'm talking about. How do you store that?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I store mine in the wine fridge, but if you don't have a wine fridge, that's fine. You could store it in your actual refrigerator. It's just going to be a little bit colder than it has to be because wines are 52 to 55 degrees usually. That's what they're stored at. but you could store them in a regular refrigerator also. Just make sure you store it on in the shelf on its side. You know, if it's a cork, make sure it's on its side.
And you have to roll it every so often.
Yeah, I mean and that's long term, right? If you're keeping it long term, you roll it. I roll it once a month. Like I have bottles that I've been saving from when my kids turned 21. There's one from each year that they're born. What I'm going to do, I want to preserve that wine so that I can open it when they're 21 and drink it with them. So that's long term, right? You're saving them for 21 years.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to drink it within the couple of months time, turning it is not really that important. It's more so the long term stuff.
Now, one other question: when you go to a restaurant and you're ordering a bottle of wine,
Hmm.
obviously you're not carrying an aerator with you. I don't know if anybody
Right.
has how to lead the chat. You're not carrying an aerator with you. So how would you handle
Right.
ordering a bottle of wine if you want to aerate it? In other words, the steps that you
Yeah.
did, the steps that you
Yeah.
did, you don't. I don't think you would normally do it. All
No,
right.
I wouldn't. Mm-mm. No. So I think someone did ask this, but you probably weren't listening or you missed it. But
I,
because you had to come up for air for once. But
I, okay, how to use the bathroom? Is that all right?
uh, yeah, we didn't need to know that. But
Was number one.
any- anyway, so what a restaurant will have? A restaurant will definitely have um, a decanter. So a decanter works the same way. You know what a decanter looks like, right? It's like a V-shaped glass thing. They'll pour the bottle in the decanter, shake it around, and that'll aerate the wine for you, so that they'll pour it into your glass from the decanter. So that's usually the same thing. This is just the difference here is this is one glass at a time, right? So that I could preserve it. So I just do the glasses that I want, and then I can preserve the rest of the wine.
I like that little thing. I like that the aerator. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. And like I said, it's not that expensive.
It's
It's
probably
I don't know.
it's probably like $30 now.
Yeah, probably. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I forgot about how ridiculous the prices are and everything.
Oh, and everything has gone up. So you know. But all right,
Yeah, I know. I know.
that's all I wanted to ask you. I don't have any more questions. It was a very good
All
show,
right.
and
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
I tasted the tobacco and the cherry also.
Hmm.
I'm not a big dry wine person. I like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I like wine that are not that dry, and this is a dry wine.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You like Merlots. Do you like Merlots?
Merlot's okay.
Um,
Uh, I'll have Cabernet when I,
Cabernet Sauvignon. Yep.
but
Yeah.
drink white wine, Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah,
But
no more.
Pinot Grigio is kind of dry. That's kind of dry for a white wine, Pinot Grigio.
That's why I stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big wine drinker. I usually I'll have it like if I have macaronis once in a while.
Hmm.
But okay, buddy, good, great show.
Yeah. Well,
I like,
listen, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank you
maybe
for stopping by. I appreciate it.
maybe somebody else wants to come out, so I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, I mean, the link is there. The link is there if anyone else wants to jump on. So let me see if there's anything else in the chat here. Todd Father, welcome. I see Mike F is scolding you for being late. That's good. Then I don't have to do it. Um, let's see. Pinot is definitely a dry one. Pinot, Mike John, yeah, Pinot Grigio, yeah, definitely dry. Um, Tommy drinks that all the time. So obviously he likes the drier whites. I don't, and like I said, I'm a dry guy. I like dry wines. So, if it's really if the thing is really jammy for a red, if it's a red and it's really jammy, that's not going to be me. That's not me. I'm not going to enjoy that. And if it's a white wine, it's really sweet. I'm not going to enjoy that either. So it's all about your palate and what you like and such. Stigs, the device not connected. Stigs, you tried to join, but it says device not connected. They will need to connect them before you can add them. What the heck was that? That's weird. That was weird. If the sun is shining on to an unopened bottle, hold on a second. This is interesting. If the sun is shining onto an unopened bottle of wine at certain times of the day, can it change? Absolutely. You do not want sunlight going into a bottle of wine at all. You want to protect it from the sun. That will definitely, even with the dark bottles, like these bottles are they're tinted, right? And that part of that is to preserve it and prevent the sun from going into it. But you definitely don't want sunlight going into wine of any type, because it'll ruin it. It really will. It'll change it substantially, and not for the better. So that was a good question, Adam. Right, Mike. Exactly, Mike. Yeah, move it away. Don't play with the sun ever. Okay, Tommy. Tommy, there we go.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, you're on StreamYard. I had to do something with my computer. Oh my God, this is crazy. You don't know what I went through today to get this wine. I went everywhere.
Sorry.
I was
Sorry.
all over the place. So I'm drinking white. I like Pinot Grigio. You know that.
Well, yeah, we were just Ralph was just saying how
Well,
it's too dry for him. Too dry for him.
Pinot Grigio is medium dry, right? Medium dry.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it really dry. You can, that too. Like you can get it really dry or medium. You're not going to get a sweet Pinot. I've never heard of a sweet Pinot Grigio. I've never heard of that.
So after going now all over the place, every liquor store you can imagine, Stu Leonard's, Bottle King on Bloomfield Avenue, Pioneer in Belleville, everywhere, and I ended up with this.
What is that? Wine? Wait a minute. I can't even. Wait. Wine? Emergent Cabernet? What is that?
Emergency. It's an emergency bottle.
Cabernet.
They sell the emergency at Bottle King, but they do have it. They just didn't have. They ran out. They do carry it.
Oh, okay.
Bottle King on Bloomfield.
Well, it's interesting because I could see why they ran out, because it's good. It was good.
Okay, there you go. I'm looking forward to getting it. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. They ran out. I saw the section. But they ran out. The little local stores don't really have it.
Yeah, I know. I gotta try to find more commonly distributed wines so that everybody can pick it up.
You know what they are. They're the regular names, the Barefoots, those things that everybody carries.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, even Apothic that I love. I love Apothic Red.
Mm-hmm.
They don't carry it everywhere. The little local stores don't, but they carry Ménage à Trois, which is a really nice one.
Yep.
But they don't.
Yeah, I wonder where I should have asked Ralph where he got it, because Ralph had it. I was wondering where he got it.
He put it on there. He got it by where he works.
Oh, okay, in West Orange. Okay.
Yeah, he got it somewhere in West Orange. So it's good. Nice show.
Yeah, no, I think look, I'm usually with a low end wine, I usually am afraid it's going to be garbage. But this one wasn't. So I'm happy that that's how it turned out. And
this was $5.99. I'm curious to see what this. I'm not drinking it tonight, but I'm good. This is at the checkout register at Bottle King.
Okay.
It's a big red emergency thing that they have set up, and this is your emergency bottle going out.
Don said Stig's got a fire sale bottle. Yeah, I guess
exactly
so.
What
That's
it
what
is.
it is.
Exactly what it is. Oh my God, that's great.
So are you going live later?
I don't know. I got to see.
Are you? You don't know? Okay.
I don't think so. I got to see. You know me. I'm random. I'm random.
Yeah. No. Whatever. However you feel, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. This was good. Thank you for jumping in real quick. I appreciate it.
Good stuff, buddy. All right, knock me out.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
See ya. So Don there. Don, let's see. Don. Here we go. Let me show that. This is absolutely true. Yes. The problem is you're taking a risk, and usually I don't like to take a risk. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I've tasted plenty of. They were good. This is one. This is low end. This is only $12 to $13, and it's good. Um, Chris, thank you. Great show. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you for dropping by. Um, so I mean, I've been on for almost an hour, man. I don't think I've ever had a live that long before. But we tasted a good bottle of wine, and whether you like it, whether you like, if you like dry wines, it's something you want to look for. If you don't like dry wines, you know to avoid it. So that's the good part about it. Well, you know your own palate, you'll know what to get and when, what not to get. So um, I think I'm gonna bang out shortly, as Tommy would say. And remember, wine is an adventure. That's my saying. Wine is always an adventure from the minute you open the bottle to the point you pour it till you drink it till you bring food into it. It's all an adventure that's going to take you somewhere. So enjoy it. That's how I always do. And I'm not drinking with a bunch of people right here, but I have you guys online, which is almost as good and a lot of fun. To drink it and talk about it. And if you are into wine, I always say don't drink it to get drunk. It's just stupid. That's not the purpose of it. Um, and if you do it, and if you enjoy the tasting experience, have a wine tasting with friends. And that's one thing I want to do. I want to have a wine tasting with my usual buddies that I do wine tastings with and film it so you guys can see how we do it. And if you like it, do it. But feel free to steal how we do our wine tastings because it's always a lot of fun. We always enjoy it, and it's what it is. It's a social experience. Wine is a way to bring people together and enjoy their company. Let's see let me see a couple of questions, or if you care for Mondavi wines, maybe one of the Mondavi. Yeah, I mean, sure, absolutely. I have um I have an Opus One, which is the high end that someone gave me, which I have been saving for quite a while. It's from 2007. And that bottle goes for about $600. Um, I don't know if I don't know when I'm going to open that. I don't know. I'm probably for a special occasion, but I'd be happy to taste Mondavi wines. I can certainly do that. Pick them up. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but the Mondavi wines. I don't think the Mondavi label is owned by the Mondavi family anymore. I think they sold it. When he died, there was a big breakup between the family, the sons and daughters, and I think they ended up selling it. There is another, one of the sons has continued on with the winemaking, but he does it under a different name or label, and I can't remember what it is. But I'd be happy to. I mean, Mondavi did a lot for the wine industry. He revolutionized it in California. So, and his techniques are passed on. So I think I'd be happy to taste some of those. Maybe I'll pick one up. That's good because Mondavi will be available for anyone to be able to find it. uh, Apothic Red, yeah, we could do that too. Absolutely, yeah. No, I know, JJ. That's the only bottle I have. I have to go. I'll have to go buy one. I just happen to have that bottle because someone gave it to me many years ago, and I preserved it and kept it for a special occasion. But the Opus One is famous. It's famous. It's a famous bottle of theirs. Um, Let me just do a quick checkup here before I sign out here. Thank you, everybody who's saying good show. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Uh, uh, and I appreciate you being part of it, right? Uh, I see Arms was talking about Brunello. I don't know what that was about. I missed that. And I see that Brunello was said. Um, Brunello's good. I like Brunello. I mean, you'll find that I taste predominantly Italian wines because that's usually my preference, but it doesn't mean I can't taste others, you know? Um, hi, I am NB. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I see that. Ty, I see that. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Don, what'd you say? A 194 Grange Hermitage cost some 15 years ago. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the problem, my opinion, or my problem with the French wines is that they have those niche wines that are ridiculously they cost ridiculous amounts. And I don't know, I mean, who has the disposable income to do that, to spend it on stuff like that? It's just, it's crazy. Um, Not that there are affordable French. I have affordable Bordeaux's in my wine fridge right now, and they were cheap, $25 a piece. They weren't, ridiculously cost. So you can find the French wine in decent prices too. Um, but I usually, I usually stick with the Italians, but I love plenty of different French versions. Chardonnay the Pop is excellent, and I want to do a Chardonnay the Pop one, tasting ones. And the most fascinating thing about that is, to me, is that there's 13 grapes. It's a blend of 13 grapes, and it's a unique experience, and to me, all the winemaking that it takes, all the skill in the winemaker to combine those 13 grapes just the right way to make this wine it's just amazing to me. Yeah, people invest in futures and in wines. Yeah, sure, Don, but that's not me. I don't. That the stuff doesn't interest me, and I know that, just like anything, it's a commodity, right? People invest in commodities, and they would do that. They can make money off of it, sure. Yeah, small portions. Yeah, JJ. Yeah, small portions. Exactly. Yeah. Well, look, and that's just not the French though. That's the Italians that are also in Italy. Yeah, they small portions dominate the dining scene there. So it's just us Americans that eat a lot, you know, at once. Oh, thank you, NB. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's awesome. Thank you. um, So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up now. Uh, Gina, yeah, thank you, Gina. I appreciate that always. I appreciate any kind words people are willing to share, um, or say, I should say. But I appreciate you guys being a part of it, because otherwise, it's me talking to myself. Who wants to do that? Right? I don't need to go on. I'm going to talk to myself. I can do that with a mirror. Um, but anyway, I want to say, if you haven't subscribed and you like this, please do. I mean, or if you know someone who would like it, please suggest me to them. I try to create a show that's relaxing and you learn something. I like sharing what I know with you. Not that I have all the answers, but it's just sharing my opinions, and maybe you, knowing your palates, knowing what you like and don't like, you can make your determinations from there. My experiences you can learn from, and move from it and create your own, and have a better experience with wine. But anyway, I want to thank you all for joining, and remember, wine is an adventure. And as I always say, help me build the guild. And um, finally, I would say, as always, thank you for watching the Wine Guild. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much.